Hello world, Natarajan here. If you are on Twitter or in any social media, I'm pretty sure you would have seen this particular video which I played right now. This incident has happened on Baruni Lucknow Express 15203 according to the Twitter post. And let me answer the question in the title first. Can a TTE hit an unauthorized passenger in the coach? The answer is no. But what actually the TTE is supposed to do if you're traveling without a proper ticket or pass? So this actually comes under section 137, fraudulently traveling or attempting to travel without proper pass or ticket. So the punishment for this mistake is it can be a fine up to 1000 rupees or imprisonment up to 6 months or both. So it all depends on the TTE. Apart from this, the TTE is supposed to collect excess fare and excess charge as well. So this excess fare will actually be the charge which is charged from the source and destination. It also depends on the class of the coach, like whether it is sleeper or 3-tier AC. This was actually noticed by the railway officials and the concerned TT has been suspended by them. This has been confirmed by the DRM Lucknow and our railway minister. And there is a copy of suspension order, but I'm not sure how authentic it is. Looks authentic to me, but I'm not sure. Now we'll look at the ticket checking organization of Indian Railways. We'll look at their objectives and the basic to-do list of the TTE. TTE is Traveling Ticket Examiners. The main objectives of ticket checking organization is to ensure that no person travels on railways without proper ticket or pass and the luggage exceeding free allowance has been paid for. And when performing duties of conductor or sleeper coach TTE, it is to ensure that the berths are allocated strictly according to rules and pay due attention to passenger comforts. The administration also expects that every member of the organization should be courteous, polite, and sympathetic with the passengers, irrespective of the class in which they travel, and be helpful to passengers by giving correct information and proper guidance. So, the second point which I said, courteous, polite, and sympathetic, it was completely opposite in the incident which happened. Irrespective of the class in which they travel, the TTE should behave the same. It doesn't matter whether the passenger is traveling in first AC or the unreserved class. He's supposed to maintain the same level and he's also supposed to give correct information and prompt guidance. Most of the TTEs actually do this job correctly. From what I've seen from personal experience, do comment down below if you have had any bad experience with TTEs in trains. Now let us look at the duty list of train conductors or the TTEs. So there's actually two divisions here, one for AC and one for non-AC. We'll just look at the basic one. So the presentation part comes here first for a TTE. Before entering the duty, is supposed to be neat with a clean uniform along with the number, badge and nameplate. So he's supposed to have his name on the uniform. If you had observed the video correctly, he's neatly dressed. He also has a name. That is how they are supposed to present themselves. Before the train starts, he's supposed to collect complete possession of the reservation and he's supposed to check the same on the train and maintain records. Now recently, most of the TTE have tabs which has made their work easily. Previously, they used to go and collect papers and do manual entry on every reservation. So the TTE will enter the coach, make sure the correct authorized person has occupied the seats. If not, he'll mark the passenger as absent, that is not travelled. And in case if the passengers are finding difficult to go to their respective seats, he's supposed to guide them. The TTE actually has to ensure that the number of passengers do not exceed the carrying capacity of the coach. In sleeper coach, it is 72, so he has to make sure not more than 72 people are supposed to travel. 72 is for ICF and 80 for LHP coaches. I'm pretty sure you all know that airlines actually have restriction on your luggage limit. It is the same in terms of railways. TTE has to ensure that no excessive luggage is carried, and in case if it is carried, is supposed to charge, and if the luggage is more than the allowed limit, he has to make sure that the luggage is moved to the SLR or the luggage van. Here is the chart of allowance. I'll take sleeper class and explain you. Free allowance is 40 kgs. 40 kgs per person is allowed. In case if a TT finds out it is more than 40 kgs but then less than 50, it will allow you to travel without any fine. So the marginal allowance is 10 kgs. The maximum allowed is 80 kgs. This includes the 40 in the free allowance. So if it is more than 80 kgs, your luggage has to be moved to the SLR. TTE is supposed to assist the passengers in coach in obtaining food refreshments and also to issue message to proper station for the service in time. So this food loading, in case if you're not happy with the food, you can actually inform the TT and he has to assist you in this. I've actually done this point a lot. I've complained to TT whenever an excess fare of 5 rupees was charged on water bottles. MRP, that is maximum retail price, is actually 15 and you're supposed to pay only 15, and that too to authorized vendors. But I've seen in most of the trains it is 20 and people are blindly giving 20 rupees. In case if you're one of them, please don't do that. Each 5 rupees which you give might not be a big amount to us, but then we are actually the root cause of corruption. That 5 rupees actually ends up being a black money. Imagine if the same person collects it from 1,000 people in a day. It goes to 5,000. The TT is supposed to make sure the cleanliness of the coach and also to check on the passenger amenities like water taps, make sure that the water taps are running, make sure that there's water in the toilets and the flush are working properly. I've complained on these things, they've rectified it, but then it's supposed to make sure these things are kept intact and not wait until a passenger complains. So he's supposed to be present in the allocated coach during duty hours, and if more than one coach are to be manned, he has to frequently walk through and make sure everything is alright. Now we'll talk about the duty during night hours, especially from 22 hours to 6 hours. He has to make sure that only authorized persons are inside the coach. He has to latch the door, and in case if the train is vestibuled, he's supposed to close the vestibule doors. This is mainly for the safety of the passengers traveling. That TTE shall always be polite, tactful and courteous in his dealings with the passengers. This can actually be a separate topic video, but then I'll briefly give an info on this. You can actually board a train with an unreserved ticket, and in case there are seats available in the reserved coaches, you can contact TT and pay excess fare to get a confirmed seat. In case if you want to know the exact details, I'll actually make a video on this. Do comment down below. Now these are the basic duties. Sometimes we end up having unavoidable situations like thefts in train. So during that time, you can actually contact TTE. TTE will always carry blank FAR forms for making them available to passengers. So he'll help you in filling those forms and you'll hand it over to the next GPR post. GPR is Government Railway Police. This is done at the next scheduled stoppage for further action in the matter. So the GPR will take over the incident and they'll investigate based on your FIR report. And with this, we have come to end of this video. I hope you all found it useful. Do comment down below on what you feel about the particular incident shown at the start of the video. We'll be waiting for your comments. See you soon.